fucking hump day, right? Yes. I have epic news for those of you who actually root for me. And I have great news for those of you who are not fans of me. For those of you who root against me, fuck you. There, I got it off my chest. For those many people who actually like me, even though I think they're foolish for doing so, Sleep Dog's in love. And I'm serious. Not a scammer. Not a catfisher. I don't know what's wrong with her eyes and her intellect. Why does this woman love me? I'm going to give you a few details. I'll even give you her name when I'm ready. She lives in Miami. She's a business owner. She lost her father 2 years ago to COVID. Her mom is in her world. She was married once. It didn't last long because the dude ran around on her. I'm not getting any more personal. What I'm trying to say is she's been with one man in her adult life. She graduated from Champlain College in Vermont in 2014, from Miami Jackson Senior High School in 2010. She's drop dead gorgeous. She's sexy as fuck. And she's on the same page with the Sleep Dog. That's a special woman right there, if not crazy. All right, that's enough about that. Oh, did I tell you? Since I've always been looking towards Florida as my new home, and it hasn't happened as quickly as I wanted. Namely, I paid for an airline ticket back in March or May and watched it fly right over my head without me on it because I was too stupid to cancel it within 7 days and get my money back. Did I tell you that I did that? Yes. If you remember the video trio when I sat out here and drank beer and smoked a cigarette that day and watched the airplane, and then I did that a week later and watched it come back, I'm like, that will never happen again. Why did you waste $109 if you didn't was for sure you'd have enough money to have fun? Well, because I'm stupid sometimes, but I do micromanage my little bit of money. I'm going on and on. Can you tell I'm finally in love? Do you know it'll be 5 years. It'll be 5 years on October 13th since the one I thought I loved ripped my heart out, locked the doors on me so she could start banging the heroin junkie who lived 2 doors up. That's not fun. Then I got myself in tremendous legal trouble, and I've been digging my way out of that ever since, because over that way is called the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and they're corrupt as fuck. 3 stints in jail, or was it 2? 2 years, 9 months, other than a few days here and there, sleeping in the back seat of a bitched up PT Cruiser with no driver's license. But I had to get to jobs such as factory warehouse jobs. The Family Dollar paid me $10.50 an hour. Did I say that right? $10.50 an hour to eat shit in the ghetto. Then COVID came along, which most people had a problem with that. Praise Jesus, they gave me $1,300. So what, $1,300? You know how much $1,300 was to a homeless man? I've been to plasma, what is it now, 189 times to donate my plasma because I needed the money. I still go, and I still need the money. I've got friends in high places, I've got friends in low places, and I got friends in middle places. And I've got a lot of critics. I've got a lot of people that follow me on this network because they're nosy. They're Karens. They think they know. You haven't walked in my shoes, my friends. Not one person I know. I've met a few people who were homeless for a year or a week or a month. Oh, did I tell you my mom died right before this crisis started? 6 weeks before the young lady decided to lie to women in need so they could lock me out of my home. Don't get me started on women in need. If you give one nickel to women in need, why don't you do a little research and see what they're all about? They don't have any power in 47 states. They only have power in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, Pennsylvania, and I believe it's Massachusetts now. No, I'm sorry. It's Virginia, Pennsylvania, and I believe it might be 4. Anyhow, they have power there because they trump the governor. They can do what they want, when they want it. They were funded by the Catholic Church until the Catholic Church found out they were of low virtue, and the aggrieved woman could just call and scream abuse, and they could lock the doors on you. It's not CASA, where you actually got a chance to explain. It's women in need. It's 5 minutes. So anyhow, I was pulled over 6 different times and faced traffic cases for driving on a suspended or revoked license. Not because I was out drinking and driving, but because it was my home. Sometimes you had to do what you had to do. And I would watch people drive with their eyes up, looking over, riding up, running off the road because they can't fucking drive. And there I am with 2.1 million accident-free commercial miles who's not legally allowed to drive a PT Cruiser in a town with no public transportation, but I have to get to work. Some of the cops were nice. Some of them were Barney Fifes. They made up reasons to pull me over because they have this thing called a laser these days where they can hit your tag and they got your driving record. Oh, that must be Mr. Cross because he's the only licensed registered owner of that car. Let's see what he can do that I can pull him over and write some more tickets and tell him to walk. That happened a few times. All that's behind me. God bless Judge Terry Myers, who finally figured out I was dealing with a lot of shit. The message he gave me in that court, which was my last traffic case, I'll never forget that man. He's a good dude. Some of these cops that didn't hassle me, they're my friends now. Some of them that did hassle me, I hope they lose their jobs. Do real police work, guys. Do real police work. Don't fuck around with an honest man because he's bending a few rules. Find out what he's about. Boy, I'm fired up. All right, let me finish this because I don't want it to be 20 minutes long. My dear friend Jerry Malott spent his last 6 weeks in the hospital during COVID alone. He died on my birthday, January 5, 2021. My dear friend Dave Padula, who put me up a few times and took me to court for that last court case where I knew I was going to jail, had a talk with me and said, "You're going to be fine." He died back in May. Just quit fighting. Was in the hospital for COVID, was getting better, and said, "Fuck it, I don't want any more medicine." He dropped over dead 3 days later. My cousin, Todd, went to the hospital for COVID. He didn't make it out. My dear old Aunt Connie's now buried both her kids. She's one of my biggest supporters, person that gets me, my one family member that gets me. Without her, I'd be dead. Who else died? Oh, I forgot, my dad. Oh no, let's go to the big one. About 3 months ago, my estranged ex-wife, who became a pill addict and who had gotten back on her feet through the grace of God, who stole a lot of money from everybody, including me, I had to file charges against her, not because I wanted the money, because I wanted her to get clean. She dropped over dead unexpectedly in May. And then 3.5 weeks ago, my dear old dad had a massive stroke and he's gone. Do you think I care about what you think of me? Do you really think? Fuck no, I think. I care about people, but I don't give a rat's ass what you think about my virtue. I really don't. All right, I'm done with this rant. It's been long coming. Wish me luck. I have a girlfriend, and she loves me. She's been through a little shit, too. I think that's why we connect. That's my rant for quite some time. Talk to you later.